Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is now day 15. It is day 15. Miss Jocelyn, can you believe it? It is day 15. Mother Katie, day 15. Pastor Keno, day 15. Oh, my Lord. Choicey, day 15. These days aren't playing. They come and they go, and they come and they go, and they come and they go. And here's the deal. We will soon be in 2024. I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, man, I'm still trying to get what I can out of the remaining days in this year. So good morning to you, Vito. Good morning to each and every one of you guys. I pray you've been having a good week. And I pray your perspective in how you see each day is governed by the Word of God and by a healthy perspective. Okay, I'm really big on that right now. It's how do you see things? How do you see things? How do you see things? You know, a lot of us, the way we show up in the world is based on how we see things. And a lot of us have not paid attention to where our perception or our angle has been influenced the most. A lot of times people basis their bias, their foundation is what they govern everything by. What you govern everything by has the potential to influence your future before you even get there because you have this particular bias. How many of y'all know biases are real? You have these perspectives. You have these viewpoints that you own and you lean into, and you say that's just what it is, coach. That's just what it is. And my question to you this morning is, how is that working for you? Pay attention to your biases. Pay attention to what you have been leaning into repeatedly, and ask yourself the honest question: how is this working for me? How's this working for me? Because you could be leaning into a limited idea, a perceived truth that at its base, if you really did the work, you will discover it's not true. You will discover it's not true. And so today I want to talk about, we're continuing this talk about insecurities, the ugly truth about insecurity. Here's the deal. Insecurities are a universal human trait. Okay? Insecurity is a universal human trait. Insecurities are everywhere. We all got them. Now, there are some people who manage their insecurities better than others. There are those of us who manage our insecurities better than others. And what you want to do is you want to identify what are you insecure about? What are you insecure? Now, here's the thing. You don't have to make no big announcement as to what you're insecure about, but you have to really get to the core of, has this limit you? Has this limit you? Good morning, Linda. Good morning. I mean, listen, I'm appreciative that you guys show up every morning, and I'm hoping that the information that is being presented is challenging you to think a little bit more and actually allow you to do a little bit more work in regards to becoming the person that God desired for you to be. So thank you so much. Hats off to all of you guys. I think at the end of the month, I may have to give out some prizes, some gifts for people who have just showed up every day, all year long. They've been chipping away. And here's the reason why I do Monday through Friday. Some people may wonder why I do Monday through Friday. I believe that just like some people drink coffee Monday through Friday, as soon as they get up, they get their coffee spike. My view of these sessions is an early morning spike. Vito, you like that? These are early morning spike, thought-provoking spike. And the reason why you need your little morning motivation, your morning spike, is because we live in such a contaminated world. We live in such a downtrodden society where it's just so overwhelming with all kinds of thoughts that you just need to get to a place. And I'm hoping this is this is one of the places that you guys had come and hang out where you get these early morning challenges to remind yourself, I'm getting better with age. I'm still in the fight. I'm not going to throw in the towel. No matter what's going on in my life, I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to put my best foot forward. Can I get about 5 of you that have committed to putting your best foot forward, to put that in the comment section? That's really what it's all about, Kamara. You get up every day and you say, even though my body aches, I've been given another day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my best foot forward. So Coach Miller shows up Monday through Friday for about 30 minutes to give me a boost. It's a motivational boost. It's a thought-provoking boost. It's a consistent series of thoughts that is centered around becoming better. Becoming better. You've hung out with me for a while. You'll hear a lot of repetitive talk, but watch this. Okay, repetition is the mother of learning. So it's not about, I heard what he said before. It's about making a commitment to live it. It's about getting it so ingrained in your spirit that you tell yourself, hey, I'm working on getting this locked into my spirit so I can become one with what I know. Hello, somebody. I want to become one with this idea of becoming better with age. I want to become one with this concept of nothing missing, lacking, or broken. I want to become one with this whole element of having faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. I want to become one where I wake up in the morning and I may not have it all and it may not be a perfect world for me. As a matter of fact, I may be going through some challenges, but I've learned how to look at the glass half full rather than the glass half empty. I am not a pessimist. I am motivated around the idea that my future is brighter than my past. I am motivated around the idea that even though I may be going through some challenges, I am still blessed and highly favored. I am motivated by the idea that I may not be what others are, but I am who God created me to be. And I'm learning how to discover how to become the best version of me. Amen. So I'm putting my best foot forward. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing that today. I'm doing that this weekend. I'm doing that next week. I'm doing that next month. I'm doing that next year. What am I doing? In this season, I'm going to put my best foot forward. Now, as I mentioned, insecurities are real. We all have them. Now, a lot of people have not labeled, they have not identified their insecurities. So I want to talk about that this morning, okay? So insecurities knocks from time to time. They reveal themselves. How many of y'all know that's the truth? Insecurities reveal themselves. You got to learn how to embrace it. It is what it is. You got to learn how to understand it. And then you got to kick it. You got to kick it out of the door. You got to get rid of that bad boy. You got to learn that, listen, okay, I've got some insecurities. I got some areas that I'm not so hype about. There are some things that I'm a little fickle about. There are some things I have that I need to really look at because they're touchy. They're touchy subjects. I'm going to talk about that right now in a minute. Okay, everyone has doubts and insecurities about their bodies, about their self-worth, sometimes about their career, about something. I mean, listen, insecurities are real. Insecurities are real, but you got to get to this point of where you embrace it. This is where I'm at. Okay, understand it. Why did I have this feeling about what I felt for so long? What got me there? You know, I mentioned the gray beard. Okay, my gray beard. Culturally in the Bahamas, there are 2 reasons for gray beard. That's how we've engineered the whole view of a gray beard. And you know what it is? If you're from the Bahamas, put it in the comment section. Two things are governed or viewed about gray beards or gray hair. You know what they say? They call it, boy, you getting old or you're stressed out. You're either stressed out or you're getting old. Well, the truth is, we're all getting old. Every day we get older, right? So there's nothing wrong with getting older. The question is, listen, and why do we have to connect it all the time with gray when the gray and stress connect? They don't actually, that's not actually true. But there are a lot of people who are leaning into it like it's true. Okay, there are a lot of people who are leaning into it like it's true. So for me, I remember when I started to think, oh my God, I'm getting gray beard, I'm getting gray hair. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But I'm 48 years old. I'm almost 50. Okay, I'm almost 50. I'm almost half a century. I'm almost half a century. You got to learn how to own who you are. When will you learn to own who you are? When will you learn to identify what is it that I do want to adjust about me, that I can change about me, that I'm okay changing about me because I truly at the core want to change it about me. But that's up to you. Nobody should be pushing you to change anything about you that you don't want to change about you. Let's all say this. I'm learning to accept me at my very core. Say that with me. I'm learning to accept me at my very core. I'm learning to accept me at my very core. You can't make me feel bad about me. Okay? You can't make me feel bad about me. I'm learning to accept me at my very core. You can't make me feel bad about me. And here's the deal. I'm learning how to not make myself feel bad about me because it is I am who I am, but by the grace of God. I am who I am. So everybody has some insecurities. Everybody has them, right? So until you cross the bridge of your insecurities, you cannot begin to explore your real possibilities. So there are some major possibilities. There are some really phenomenal things that you can acquire and accomplish and do. But a lot of times your insecurities are keeping you back from embracing those things. And so you really got to go there. Why do I always feel that way when I look in the mirror? Why do I play in my head that that's what I perceive others are saying about me? Where's that coming from? And even if others are saying something about me, why am I not confident and appreciative of who I am and where I've gotten up to this point? I mean, look at your age and ask yourself, why am I still insecure about this, whatever that is? Why am I so insecure? Why am I so down on myself about this position when I am who I am, but by the grace of God? Yes, there are some areas that I can improve in. Yes, I am working on improving in areas that can be improved. However, there are some areas about your life, there are some positions about who you are that's not going to change. That's not going to change. And you're going to beat yourself up for a long time, and you're not going to end up liking yourself, and you're not going to be able to shine at the level that God would have you to shine because of your insecurities. Some things you can't change. Okay, write that down. Some things I can change. Now, if I can change, I need to learn how to accept it. I am who I am by the grace of God. And what I can change, I have to learn to accept. Let me say that again. What I can't change, I have to learn to accept. Now, if I can change it, Angela, if I can change it, Coach Deborah, then what I could do is I can draw up a plan to make some adjustments. For a long time, my sinus and my allergies just were messing with me, and my adenoids and tonsils and polyps in my nose, all were just messing with me. I learned how to become a national speaker while I was still struggling with sinuses and sometimes couldn't breathe through my nose and still having to speak. And I was still traveling and doing all kinds of things. But that was something I could have addressed. I didn't have to accept that. I could have adjusted that. I could have worked on that. And eventually I did. And eventually I did. There are some things you can't change. There are some things you can adjust, some things you can tweak, some things you can work on. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can work on it, you should work on it. If you feel some kind of way about it, learn how to accept. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to learn how to work on that. And then there are some things you just can't change. And here's the deal. As long as you allow insecurities to cause you to feel less of who you are at your very core. I was watching the documentary. I don't know how many of you guys watched the documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold said that when he came to the United States, he said, I want to be a movie star. I want to be an actor. And they told him, you're too big. And they told him, your accent is going to be your problem. They said to him, he was too big and his accent was going to be his problem. Ladies and gentlemen, what made Arnold a superstar? What made him literally world renowned? His accent and his size. His accent and his size. But yet, initially, he struggled with the idea of both of these could be handicaps. Both of these could be a problem. But he decided I was not going to allow this to stop me from becoming who I was created to be, because I can't change my size. I am who I am. I'm a big man. I can't change the fact that I have this accent that is an interesting accent. It's not a common everyday accent. But it ended up working itself out for him favorably. What is it that you have that you can't change, that you're talking down and you're feeling bad about when you need to learn how to rock it? Hello, I'm learning how to rock what I can change. I'm learning how to lean into what I have. I'm learning to accept who I am. Can I get an amen? Somebody ought to encourage me this morning, because I'm encouraging someone. Watch it. You are not your insecurities. So you get to the point where you say, I'm not my insecurities. I am not my fear. I am not my past. And I'm having to be the one to learn, accept those truths. Okay. I'm not my insecurities. I am not my fears. I am not my past. Now, all of those are real. Fears are real. Insecurities are real. The past is real. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to allow those to lock me in to being less than I'm capable of becoming. Okay? I'm not going to allow those to lock me in. So I want you to dive into this whole statement. Say it with me. I am not my insecurities. I'm so much more. See, insecurities are seeds planted in us over time. Somewhere along the line, it came in there as an idea and we held on to it. And so now it's called our insecure. He's insecure about that. She's insecure about that. I am here today to tell you, you're going to have to get past that, because there is greatness within you. Okay. I am not my insecurities. I am not my fears. I am not my past. These are certain realities that I have to lean into at this particular stage. There are a lot of people who are not moving forward because they're not accepting the fact that you can get past your insecurities, you can get past your fears, you can get past your past. You can get past it. You can move on to a point where you look back over your life and you say, "Oh, look how I am so not where I used to be. I used to be caught." Let me tell you something. I was one of the most insecure person. I beat up fellas. I literally got in fights and so forth because of insecurities. My temper was based on my insecurities. Let me say that again. My temper was based on my insecurities. How many of y'all have ever watched that your trigger is attached to your insecurity? Your trigger is attached to your insecurity. I was in a meeting. I don't spell the best. I'm not the best at spelling words. And thank God for Google, and thank God for Alexa, and thank God for the internet and all that good stuff. Right? And I remember there was a time I used to feel some kind of way. I don't spell well. Sometimes I don't write out sentences as well as others. And I used to feel some kind of way. I used to feel some kind of way. And if you were to try to corner me about spelling, boy, listen, I would either think you're trying to show both. Are you trying to show me up? Or are you trying to show me up? Right? Because I really don't spell well. That's not something I grasped really well early on in school. Now I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to spell well. But here's the deal. I figured that there was these triggers. There was these triggers. And what happens is if you don't learn how to identify where your insecurities lie, your insecurities can be attached to your triggers. And there are a lot of people who have those, and they're not connecting the dots. There's a reason why you haven't gone to the next level. There's a reason why you haven't acquired all that you should have acquired. There's something you're doing that you need to pay attention to that maybe no one else has called out, and you have guarded yourself by simply saying nobody's gonna go there. And it's now guarded. It's guarded. Nobody's gonna go there. And yes, not even you are going there. And guess what? It's now the weight. It's now the thing that's holding you back. I said to myself that there will be no elephant. There will be no elephant in the room. There will be no skeleton in the closet. The truth is, your insecurities are attached to your triggers. Okay? Your insecurities are attached to your triggers. And so there are a lot of people, they're very sensitive. Watch very sensitive people. And you got to almost watch where those sensitive edges are. And ask them, if you're a friend, why don't you ever want to go there? Why don't you ever want to go there? Why haven't you considered looking into that? Well, I've always been that way. That's just the way it is. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. You need to look. You need to look at it. I don't want to talk about it. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. There is a better you on the other side of which you're prepared to confront. Let me say it again. There is a better you on the other side of what you are prepared to confront or not prepared to confront. If you could just confront it, there is a better you. The next level of you is going to come through you confronting some things. Melissa, I became better when I decided there will be nothing I'm not willing to talk about and address. That at my very core, I am not good at everything, but I'm good at something. At my very core, there is room for improvement in a lot of areas of my life, but there are some things about me I can't change. There are some things about me I can't change. If you watch the documentary, please watch the documentary of Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix. Arnold said when he came to America and he said, I want to be a movie star. I want to be an actor. He said that they said to him it wouldn't happen because of two things, two specific reasons. One was his accent and his size. Two of those things they pointed out and says, those will be the reasons why you won't thrive in this space. Ladies and gentlemen, some 25 years later, what are the two signature things we know Arnold for? Arnold, the actor. What are the two things we know him for? His accent and his size. And his size. But here's the deal. He couldn't change his accent because at his very core, it is. He said he went to school. Angela, he said he went to school to try to get rid of his accent. Okay? He went to school to try to get rid of his accent. And then when he started to do movies, the only thing they kept putting him in was movies that would work favorably for his size. And it worked out for him. And then eventually they figured out how they had movies where his size worked for him, but he wasn't talking much in the movies because they didn't know how to use his accent. You got to learn how to use what you can't change. Let me say that again. You've got to learn how to use what you can't change. So let me close with this, okay? Arrogance is the camouflage of insecurities. I wrote down a couple of these. Arrogance is the camouflage of insecurity. Something's going on, and this person don't want to go there, and that's why they're so loud. That's why they're so aggressive. That's why they're so big in how they try to show up to just hide something. Watch those people who come off as arrogant. Watch them when they're by themselves. Okay? Watch this. Perfectionism is also the camouflage of insecurities. Why do you have to have it perfect all the time to the point where you're not even moving forward and you're losing in life because it has to be right? Perfectionism of insecurities. If you struggle with perfectionism, you got to ask yourself why, and look at how much it has literally held you back. So many people got further, have done so much more with less, but you're still trying to perfect because you believe in making it perfect. But the truth is, there's always room for improvement. That the thing we learn, Megs, the thing we learn about the iPhone is that every year they tweak it in an attempt to make it better because perfectionism isn't real. But yet there are a lot of people who try to make it perfect. I want it perfect. I want it perfect. And let me tell you something. Some of the most frustrated people to do life with are people who are perfectionists. Oh my Lord. Okay? Listen, let it go. To make it better tomorrow, I am teaching and preaching and sharing a message of constant improvement. I am a big fan. I'm a strong advocate for the whole idea of getting better with age, about making adjustments and tweaks where you are seeing growth and development over time. I like Apple. I like the iPhone because it keeps showing us that every year they find little ways to make it a little bit better. I like going to Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A has found little ways to make it better. Come on. And I believe that's sort of what we should be about. Now, here's the deal. Low self-esteem is the camouflage of insecurities. Low self-esteem. Now, there are some people, I suffer with low self-esteem. Somebody go, oh no, Melly, you ain't suffer from no low self-esteem. I'm telling you this morning, on this beautiful Friday morning, as I talk with you guys and shut this teaching down this morning, I suffer with low self-esteem for the longest. As a matter of fact, I question all kinds of things. It was my nose, it was my head, it was my feet, it was my hand, it was my accent, it was my inability to speak, it was my inability to spell, it was just so many things. It was just so many things. And then I started to take my time out and realize, hold on, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I have something to offer the world. Listen, every day I show up, I have the chance to shine a little bit brighter so God could be glorified. Everybody's not going to accept me, but I do have something that somebody's going to accept. Show up in the world and try to give what you can to allow the world to be a better place on a daily basis. That's what I do. And I'm here loving who I'm becoming. Oh man, listen, how many of you can say that? I'm loving who I'm becoming. So low self-esteem at your very core, you want to look into it. Why do I struggle with low self-esteem? Okay. And you can address that. That don't have to stay that way. Because if you struggle with low self-esteem, let me tell you something. You will never shine as bright as you're capable of shining. You will never shine as bright as you're capable of shining if you suffer from low self-esteem. So you gotta get to this core of, why am I afraid to be who I'm capable of becoming? Why am I so reserved? Why am I so timid? When the truth is, I don't have it all, but I have something. How many of y'all can say that this morning? I don't have it all, but I have something. I am not the best at everything, but I'm pretty good at something. Somebody ought to shout that. I am not the best at everything, but I'm good at something. And where I am good at, I'm going to shine bright. Where I am not so good at, I'm going to bow and salute those who are shining well in that respective area. Now, I'm going to close with this one. What's it? Superficial self-esteem is also a camouflage of insecurity. Superficial self-esteem. This is the person who hides behind the whole element of looking like they got it going on. But at the very core, they know they're not doing well. And so superficial, it only looks like it's good. It only looks like it's good. And let me tell you, you can address that. You don't need to have a facade. You don't need to just look good on the outside. I'm going to say these incredible words I learned from my mother. She says, be stronger than you look. So at your very core, tell yourself, I'm not trying to fake it until I make it. I'm going to work it until I make it. I'm going to adjust where I can. I'm going to tweak, and I'm going to evolve, and I'm going to become. I'm going to learn how to like me from the inside out. Hello? Let's close out with that. I'm learning to like me from the inside out. So lately, I may come off a little bit stronger than people were accustomed to seeing me, and that's okay because I'm at my core okay with me. I'm learning to love me from within, and that feels incredible. So I don't care about everybody else's opinion of me. Everybody's opinion of me doesn't matter. I remember the first time I said that. Somebody pulled me aside, Coach Deborah, and said, that's a little bit cocky. That's a little bit arrogant. I don't think you should say that. Well, that was their opinion, and they have a right to their opinion. But the truth of the matter is, everybody's opinion does not matter about you and your destiny. Everybody's opinion doesn't matter about you and the assignment that God has placed on your life. Everybody is never going to embrace you, and you just might as well accept that. And if you try to become all things to everybody, you won't be anything. You just got to learn how to be who God has created you to be, with the intent of living peaceably with all men as much as possible. You're trying to serve as many people as much as possible, with the understanding somebody is going to walk in Chick-fil-A and not like Chick-fil-A. Somebody's going to fly Southwest and not like Southwest. Somebody is going to watch a Denzel Washington movie and not like Denzel Washington. Somebody is going to go ahead and visit the Bahamas and not like the Bahamas. Somebody is going to come to the United States and never want to come back again. Somebody is going to eat Chinese food and think it's the worst food on the planet. The truth is, nobody is liked by everybody. No place is liked by everybody. No thing is liked by everybody. Somebody has chosen not to like it, and that's their right. And when that thing they don't like becomes you, your insecurities doesn't need to make you feel less than a person at your core, because they don't have to like you. Still shine, baby. Still shine. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller telling you, they don't have to like you for you to shine. You just got to like you. You better learn how to like you and find where God is wanting you to shine, and shine on. Shine on, shine on. Address those insecurities, because they will hold you back from becoming your best self. God bless you guys. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye.